Welcome back. Nobody at this point. Just recording another episode of my homeless diaries. Today work was a lot. They're going through a complete computer system switch over from one ERP, as they call it, enterprise resource planning software, to another, or point of sale, or however you want to call it, the whole computer system. So everybody was in a bad mood, and because all their jobs just suddenly became 5 times more difficult for no conceivable reason. But at least, to me, it's still the best part of my day. Like, even no matter what really happens at work or how stressful it was, because I was the only one in my department, I suppose you'd call it, that was on staff. So I worked 4 times harder. I still get interactions with people, my coworkers, customers, my bosses. I get to talk to people. Where, like, right now, I'm sitting in my car in a parking lot with no one to talk to. I it sent a message to. It was one of those like robo caller, things that messages you on your phone, like, "Hey, your account's overdrawn," and you don't count on those people or those companies, actually having people behind their, mass messaging software. And I just kind of vented a little bit to that company's, automated thing they sent out. Like, "Hey, I'm homeless. I live in a car. I, spend every night shivering in the cold and wake up wishing I had died in my sleep. Sorry, YouTube algorithm. Not supposed to, talk about real human issues, because then I get demonetized. I don't really care at this point." And apparently every couple of weeks, because I sent that message like 2 or 3 weeks ago, just venting my frustrations to a robo texting algorithm. Yeah, apparently every several weeks they actually check those things. And guess what happened? Whoever vetted the message reported me to the police. And I get a text today from, I don't want to air quotes doctor, because it's somebody involved with the local police department, texted me. This is where I'll air quotes, reaching out, "Hey, I'm, so-and-so with the local police department. You're not in trouble, but I got a call today, from somebody who received a text message that you sent. And I'm just kind of reaching out and seeing if everything's okay." And it was just kind of I don't know, one of those like generic human responses you get to anytime you tell somebody you have real problems. Especially when you're trying to tell somebody, like, "I'm very depressed. I've got a lot of problems. I'm trying to deal with them, like, but I'm kind of reaching out as like, I need help." Not, but again, that's that generic response. Is like, "Oh, you need help. So you need me to connect you to some blankety blank resources. Have you tried talking to a therapist? I'm so sorry you're going through a tough patch right now." Just nonsense. Let me pass this on to the next human being, somebody who's paid by the state to, kind of look at their watch, listen to you as you drone on about your problems, but they don't really care. Responses. to this whole situation where, yeah, you got these people responding or, reporting me to the police for, bearing my soul to what I was assuming was just a fucking robot anyway. And yeah, the response that I get from, this community outreach officer is, in essence, a robotic response. It's, again, that's another reason I started this whole thing, and why I'm just going to keep going with it is it's so robotic. I'm paid $60,000 a year, twice what you're paid. I've got a nice house. I've got a wife I go home to every day, or a dog, or a husband, or problems of my own. And I don't really care about your problems. Not enough to actually talk to you for 5 or 10 minutes. But let me see if I can reach out to some of the local mental health resource centers so that I can get you an appointment with somebody who doesn't actually care. And I know there's going to be people who be like, they do care, otherwise why would they do? But I've been in therapy where I can see them counting down the hours or counting down the minutes until they can stop talking to me and collect a paycheck. And that's, again, it's just one of those things that kind of reinforces when you're homeless that, like, no one really cares. Some people are blessed with people that honestly care about them, but most healthcare professionals and doctors, they don't actually care. There's no emotional connection that they have to you as a person. That's it's more that you make an emotional connection to them because they're the only ones who actually listen. But it's not really listening. I've been in therapy for years, and I just came to realize that, like, it doesn't solve any problems. Unless you're one of those people that talking about your problems seems to solve them magically. Like, good, cool, great, therapy works for you. But if at the end of the day, I'm still poor, I still live in my car, I still eat ramen and canned chicken. Like, I still, my own parents won't speak to me half the time, and I never had a connection to my grandparents, and then they died, so I'm just kind of left in this world with barely anybody who actually gives about me. Like, therapy doesn't work. It's not that I'm going to suddenly become enlightened and all my problems are going to be solved just by telling somebody who doesn't actually care what those problems are and have them give me some, rinse and repeat answer of, like, have you tried this personal mantra? Like, if you do this personal mantra, I matter, and, I'm going to be strong today, and blah, 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 blah. Like, you can kind of just see through it. Like, it's not gonna actually help. It's not gonna actually solve the fact that I fall asleep in sub-zero temperature and eat the human equivalent of garbage every day. 28-cent garbage. Like, like, thank you, doctor, officer, whoever the hell you are. Like, I get it. You're doing your job. Like, reaching out to me is your job. Trying to connect me to mental health resources is your job. But what it comes down to is you don't actually care about me as a human being. Like, you won't go beyond the first 2-3 messages, ensuring that I'm not going to, become, again, I can't say it because the YouTube algorithm will, shut me down, but the next national headline, like, thank you for your cut and paste response straight out of a how-to manual that you got on your first day on the job. Like, it'd be nice to talk to you as a human being. It'd be nice to be recognized as a human being. It'd be nice to have genuine connections with people. You know, like I do at work. Work is my best therapy, and that's fucking sad. Like, because, again, most of these people, they don't care about you as soon as you clock off. Like, they care about you as far as it'll make their job easy. And give them, you know, a break every now and then to talk about some inane topic, you know, or to, you know, talk about themselves, which is fine. Everybody's all in this for themselves. And I guess I'm no different, because it's, you know, again, why I started this channel was just so I could have some connection with human beings. But anytime I try and express that I'm feeling this way, or that I need these kind of connections, that I'm, you know, I get that same, like, well, I'll connect you to some mental health resources so you can meet somebody who's paid to give a shit about you. Because I don't. I mean, when my grandfather died, my grandfather and my grandmother died, like, within a month of each other, about a month ago. And I got the same exact response from my managers. There's no talk about, like, well, do you need some time off? You know, do you need bereavement leave? Nah. It's like, our company can connect you to some mental health resources that, you know, if you want, you can text them. There's, like, you know, video chat options. You know, there's not even the option to, like, literally be ignored as a human being in person anymore. It's this. Like, there's a video chat option if you just want to ramble about yourself while somebody gets paid $60 an hour. Because I don't care. Like, me as your manager or assistant manager, the local police department's community outreach program, we don't actually care about you. We're responding to, you know, a message you sent 2 weeks ago to ask if you want, you know, somebody who's subsidized through the government to listen to you and count down the minutes until you stop talking. Can I bother to spend 5 to 10 minutes to speak to you as a human being and genuinely care about whether or not you cancel your subscription to Life? Nah. So I've got my own problems. I've got a mortgage. I've got a family. I've got a dog who's sick. I've got parents who are, you know, advanced age and have to figure out what their retirement home is, and it makes me worry about myself and what my retirement... Like, I get it. I get that I'm low on your list. But it feels like you don't even try to not make that seem like the case. And then you wonder why these community outreach programs and billions of dollars you spend on the homeless and depression and all that doesn't work. Because you don't actually care. And most of us are smart enough to realize you don't care. Your programs won't work. I'm not stupid. We're not stupid. We might be homeless, but we're not idiots. We can tell you don't care. So your outreach programs fail. Even with billions of dollars, it doesn't work. Because you're not treating us like humans. You're treating us like statistics. Another homeless guy. Another diary. I'll see you guys some other time. Thank you for watching. If you ever watch, have a good night.